My name is Rogeline Garcia, Set B, 11 Aristotle, Earth and Life Science.
Jesus is the time to love us and help us to never disappear, no he won't. So give me the right to show you and tell you he'll never leave us crying alone. I've made up my mind, and I won't waste my time. Share others what's right. Only in him there is salvation alone, 'cause Jesus is my own.
Earth is a rocky terrestrial planet. It has a solid and active surface with mountains, valleys, canyons, plants. Earth is special because it is an ocean planet. Water covered 70 degrees of Earth's surface. Earth's atmosphere is the right thickness to keep the planet warm so living things can survive. It is mostly nitrogen and it has plenty of oxygen for living organisms to breathe.
So we know that the internal workings of the Earth have large consequences and often change the entire landscape of Earth, as we see with volcanoes, we see with earthquakes and other natural disasters and plate tectonic movements. Magma is primarily responsible for creating brand new land masses on Earth and therefore is vital to changing the landscape that we live on. They're also really important because they change our atmospheric conditions and climates. What's less obvious, however, is how the external environments, so the crustal environments, influence the interiors of the Earth. Are there any processes which actually change the inner workings, such as the lower mantle? Well, let's discuss how we have now found evidence that the lower mantle is in fact being influenced by things that are happening on land, so a reverse of the equation. You've seen a brand new study. Earth scientists from the Department of Earth Science in Zurich have conducted a study which has enabled them to finally, for the first time, see how carbon is actually influencing the lower mantle region of our Earth. So around 540 million years ago, we had what was known as the Cambrian explosion. This is where we had a massive burst of life, which eventually led to all of us coming here on the Earth 500 million years later. And since the Cambrian explosion, there was a massive increase in the amount of oxygen that was present on the Earth's surface, specifically in our oceans, where we had lots of life develop first. And with plate tectonics, as you can see here, the lithosphere, the oceanic plate is being subducted beneath the continental one. And what the scientists found was there is actually a big influence and increase in carbon and strontium in the lower mantle regions. The scientists did this by measuring different samples from kimberlite pipes. Now, these kimberlite pipes are essentially deep portals to the lower mantle regions of the Earth, where big explosive magmatic eruptions shoot their way through the crust and reach the surface. This is actually where we get most of our diamonds from. And what they did was they found kimberlite pipes which dated to around 250 million years, so right bang on between the Cambrian explosion and now. And they found there was massive elevated levels of carbon which shouldn't exist in the lower mantle regions. And the reason why we have such influxes of carbon is due to processes like subduction. So dead animals and plants and organisms in their thousands and thousands and millions of tons over the millions of years would have piled on top of this plate and been subducted down. Now, naturally, when this plate subducts and melts, it mixes with the lower mantle, adding extra carbon and changing the composition. So while this may not be groundbreaking Earth science news, it's really interesting to see that we can finally physically observe changes on the interiors of the Earth, which have been created by the exteriors of the Earth. And who knows, in the next 100 to 200 million years, if we're still around or we have successors that do what we do, and they'll see how we've changed the Earth through our processes. Follow for more.
Atmosphere, biosphere.
I'm a human, and just wanted to, for the sake of all of us Earthlings out there, just wanted to say, we love the Earth, it is our planet, we love the Earth, it is our home,
Lithosphere.
Do you know, at a depth of 5,000 kilometers above the surface of our Earth, there is a metal core about the diameter of the Moon. The outer box that moves vigorously around him is mainly composed of liquid iron-nickel alloys. May 2013. Through new experiments, scientists have determined that the temperature of the Earth's core is more than 6,000 degrees Celsius. It is as hot as the Sun's surface. Why is the Earth's interior so hot? It is speculated that the Earth formed at the beginning of a hot ball made up of molten material. With billions of years of evolution, the surface temperature dropped a lot, but the internal temperature is still very high. During this process, dense substances moved toward the center of gravity under the influence of gravity, so it gathered in the interior of the Earth and formed a metal core. Although the core of the Earth is located 5,000 kilometers deep underground, however, it can still have a great impact on the surface. The process of geothermal propagation triggered a series of geological activities on Earth, such as earthquakes, volcanoes, magnetic fields, etc. In particular, the heat released during solidification inland and outward expansion promotes the convection of liquid matter in the outer core. This convection creates the Earth's magnetic field. If there is no Earth magnetic field, solar radiation will drive straight in. Life cannot exist. So, we humans can live on a planet that seems to have been carefully calculated that all the conditions are just right for life. It's almost a miracle.